The one with Golda is very simple. This lady phoned up from Hatikvah and said she had a very serious problem and she would like to come and see me. And I said, why? It's the point of coming to see me. I mean, you can go and see brothers right near to you who are good and godly men. They will be able to tell me. No, she said, I've been to them. They all told me I should come and see you. So I said, well, if you feel you can make the journey, it's 3 hours. You come all this way up to Jerusalem. I gave her the address, and obviously she had the phone number. And she arrived, and she arrived in a great state. And it was quite clear to me she was completely buttoned up with this problem. She shot in the house, and I showed her where to sit. She sat in the chair, and I sat the other end. We gave her something to drink, and she started. She never stopped. I mean, it poured out her terrible story, non-stop for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And then she stopped to breathe for a moment. And I jumped in and I said, oh, my dear sister, that's a terrible, terrible story. I think the Lord has entrusted you with something, you know, very difficult. So I said, you have to seek the Lord yourself to know what is right to do. But I said, it's my opinion that you should do such and such and such and such. And at that moment, Golda, who was covered, she was in the window, and she was covered by a great tree, sang out in a totally human voice. And that is my opinion too. And with that, this sister nearly fell off the chair because she thought it was the Lord, which it was in a way. But I mean, she sort of said, oh, she said, did you hear that voice? Yes, I said. She said, that's amazing. Well, I said, yes. And then she said, oh, just wait, she said. Have you got a bird up there in that window? Yes. She said, did it speak? I think it did, she said. Did it say that's my opinion too? Yes, I said, it did. So that was the first story of Golda. Now, the second story of Golda is really just as funny. And that was when Eliyahu's son, his younger son, he was absolutely, he had blue hair, red beard, shocking blue. His hair was sort of straight up, waxed, you know, straight. I mean, he came up about that high. And he had chains round his waist and hanging down to the ground and back up again. And of course, we were all sitting around the coffee table or tea table having tea. And I said to Elisha, what are you going to do with your life? And he said, I don't know. And his mother said, Hannah, said, God has a plan for him. And with that, Golda said absolutely clearly from across the room, he has. And of course, Elisha nearly fell off the chair. And of course, he was terribly done in by the last, not the war in Gaza, but the one before, the Second Lebanon War, because many of his friends were killed in the unit that he was leading. And he was very bitter against Olmert and against the stupid man who was defense minister. I mean, he didn't know the first thing about the army or anything. It was really absolutely terrible.